roll call, please.
Zumwalt,
Here.
Sisson,
Here.
Garrell,
Here.
Hoffman,
Here.
Hughes,
Present.
Garcia,
Here.
Kellenberger,
Here.
Holloway.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. First, this isn't listed on here, but I do have a proclamation to read, and to me, it's a very important proclamation. For me personally, the EMS here in town has saved several of my family members, and Mr. Hughes, I believe your father was directly saved by an EMS member
Yes,
here in
I
town.
want to give a huge shout out to that EMS member. That is Mr. Pennock. Chief Pennock saved my dad's life many years ago, and we are so grateful. He's going to be turning 80 this year, and he would have never made that if you hadn't been there at the time to save his life. We're incredibly grateful for that.
We are grateful for all of our EMS servants, and with that said, this May 17th to the 23rd, can't speak here, of 2026, we're going to declare that EMS week. So I'm going to read a proclamation here from that. To designate the week of May 17th to 23rd, 2026 as Emergency Medical Services Week, or EMS Week, whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services fills healthcare gaps by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating the Emergency Medical Services Week now. Therefore, I, Jacob Fleming, Mayor of the City of Litchfield, in recognition of this event, do hereby proclaim the week of May 17th to 23rd, 2026 as Emergency Medical Services Week. Thank you, and thank you to all of our EMS servants. Let's give them a round of applause. Speaking of public servants, we have to swear in a few in the police department. So with that said, we're going to do the swearing in of Tanner Jett and Dane Moore to the police department. And Chief, would you mind coming up and saying a few words on their behalf?
Sure, we're gonna, Officer Tanner Jett graduated the police academy on the 23rd of last month.
Yes, sir.
So he's been with us, 3 months, 4 months?
About 4 months.
Yeah, he started before I did. So, and Officer Dannon Moore, he's a new hire, so we're just swearing him as a new hire. My guess is Officer Jett did get sworn in, somehow he got caught in the switches at the academy or something, but we're gonna do that now. So, we have our oath, and you want your father to hold the Bible?
Yes, sir.
I, Tanner Jett,
I, Tanner Jett,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will enforce the statutes of the State of Illinois
and that I will enforce the statutes of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the City of Litchfield,
and the ordinances of the City of Litchfield,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
as
Police officer.
as police officer
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
what was it, 92
92.
people in this police academy class? You got number 1 in academics. Litchfield. Okay. Janet?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good, how are you, sir? You're up, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you for representing us well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Sir, I think it's- Sir.
Can't tell she's daddy's girl.
Oh, yes.
Do you wanna? Raise your right hand. I, Dannon Moore,
I, Dan Moore,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will enforce the statutes of the State of Illinois
and that I will enforce the statutes of the State of Illinois
and the ordinances of the City of Litchfield,
and the ordinances of the City of Litchfield,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
as police officer
as a police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Janet's father is a retired Illinois State police officer.
We won't hold against them.
Always did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you gotta beat 100. You gotta beat.
Yeah. I mean,
No pressure.
yeah.
And I do want you to know, if you just came specifically to watch the officers get sworn in, you're more than welcome to head out now. If you want to stay, that's great too. I just want to let you know we will not be offended if you want to leave now. No offense taken. All right, next up here, we have the city reports. And the first thing I wanted to mention is one of the best services I think we offer, spring cleanup. We had a little delay, no fault of your guys'. Had a few procedural things that got changed on you. But we are done with all the wards. So we appreciate all you guys have done, and I believe you had some stats on that, Dave?
Yeah, 187 truckloads went to the landfill, which in turn took 632 man-hours, and it took us 9.5 days to do it.
How many mattresses?
1,000. Bill Short's on vacation somewhere.
And I will add, thank you for sharing that. It's a monumental task, it really is. And another thing that's going on is, unfortunately, we had that flash flooding that I know the community is aware of. I mean, it was 2 to 3 inches in an hour. I mean, we could have had the nicest drainage systems in the world. We still would have had problems. So I know the community's dealing with that, and we all feel for the community. We feel all kinds of calls, and we're doing all we can for that. And one small token that we're doing is citizens can call in. I know you guys just got done cleaning up, but citizens can call City Hall if they had storm damage from their basement. They're more than happy the next week or so to come and pick up those items. So please call City Hall if you have any storm damage from this unfortunate flash flooding, and our amazing street department will be out there to come pick it up. Does that sound about right, Dave?
Yep.
For the next week or so, make sure to call. You have to call to set the appointment. All right, so thank you guys for all you do. Next, I wanted to note, this is an important one for me. It's Mental Health Month. One thing for every day is a different day for me, especially dealing with you guys, I tell you what. I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, it's okay to not be okay. And there's lots of resources out there for citizens. And Mr. John Magnuson, the Next Network, is actually doing a parade to raise awareness for mental health. It'll be May 15th. It'll start at the Next Network there. And I think it's a small little walk just in support of mental health. It's okay to admit when something's not going okay, especially in this world with social media where everything looks perfect. It's okay to not be okay. So please mark your calendars, and if you can support that, supporting mental health is a great thing, and there are resources out there for you. Another thing we'll end on, I know we're in Cardinals country, but there's a big Bluebird award that we got out at the lake, and Heather, I don't know if you wanna explain what happened with the Bluebirds out at the lake?
Sure, so our Shoal Creek volunteers, along with, Marla Gersh, they take care of our bluebird boxes. Every year, they clean them out and, fix them up, and then the bluebirds come in, they, lay eggs in there. They keep an accurate count of how many eggs are in there, how many hatch, and then that is turned into the East Central Illinois Bluebird Association. And this year, or actually 2025, Montgomery County was third county in the state for bluebirds that were fledglings. Us, along with Bremer, are counted in that, and so it's a pretty special award. And Marla does a lot of work out there for those bluebird boxes, so.
Perfect, thank you. We're glad to have them, and I think 156 bluebirds in 2025. What an accomplishment, that's great.
Correct.
And then I have one more just small thing. This month, we do have a private dinner for our volunteers. I just want to say to the public, volunteerism is not dead. Call City Hall, we will find a place for you to volunteer, and if you want to invite to this wonderful dinner, volunteer for something, please do that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all our volunteers that we're going to be rewarding this month at the Country Club at a private invite event. Like I said, you want to invite, volunteer, we'll invite you next year. Next, was there any public participation signups?
I did, mine did too.
Oh, yep, well, come on up, my friend.
We got Jeff Bates is speaking.
This is regarding the.
Okay, hold on, Jeff.
I'm
I will give you 3 minutes.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna start, and I'll tell you when you're down to 30 seconds, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is regarding the fireworks. We discussed this last year, I believe last fall, and I know Bree went on maternity leave, and we're gonna discuss it back in January, February, which is fine. I did talk to Sarah about it. She reminded, and she spoke to, Robin, excuse me. And I did talk to several other people about it. I guess I know we're understaffed in the evenings. I just talked to the chief about that, which is understandable. But like I said, I'm just making sure that the media is gonna be aware of this, that the fireworks display, which is, I'm all for it. Again, I've said that from day one, but if we can get the times down to a reasonable time, I'm all for that as well. 1 o'clock in the morning is not reasonable, and other days are not reasonable. July 4th, I can understand shooting them off at a limited time. I think we would all agree with that. Like I said, I had a neighbor who's a retired veteran, Vietnam veteran, and I know it really bothers him, and I understand why it would. So that's what I'm here for, just finding out. I know I talked to Bree about it, and I think she was gonna do some kind of marketing on it to,
Yes,
okay, and then we're all good, we're on the same page.
yes, we had, Chief Carpenter last month address the council, regarding fireworks, and we do plan to share information, throughout the community, to make sure that everyone is aware that we do have enforcement for fireworks that are occurring outside of the 4th of July
Perfect.
or at
Right.
unreasonable times.
That's right, like I said, we were kids growing up, we shot the bottle rockets, they don't make
At
near
each
the
other.
noise. They don't make near the noise that they do now, you know, with those sonic booms going off now, so. All right, I appreciate it, thanks again.
Yep,
Have a good day.
And thank you for talking to your older persons, they brought it up, that's why you.
I appreciate it, that they did that, I appreciate it, thank you.
All right, that was it for public participation. We did the appointments, and now we'll move on to other business. We'll need a motion to accept the public hearing meeting and regular meeting minutes from the April 16th, 2026 meeting, please. Can I get a motion to that effect? A motion from Alderperson Kellenberg, can I get a second? Alderperson Carroll seconds. Any amendments or changes to those minutes? Roll call, please.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman. Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Motion carries. Next, we'll need a motion to approve the expenditure report and payroll report for the current period, please. Can I get a motion to that effect? Motion from Alderperson Garrell, can I get a second? Alderperson Garcia seconds. Any amendments? Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson. Zumwalt.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Motion carries. There was no old business, so we will move on to new business. And the first item in new business was discussion. We have an update from our engineers here. If you wouldn't mind coming up and Give us an update.
Absolutely, I handed a handout to each person, I'm not gonna read this, that's very boring, but I will just give you some highlights. When I was here 3 months ago, I think I made the comment that there were several projects that are gonna be constructed this year, finally. One of them is Skyview Drive, they have phase 1 completed, phase 2 is under construction. That project's going very good, the state had some good funding on that with EDP grants and TARP grants, and we had your local match through NFT. Phase 1's done, and they're working on phase 2, so things are going very remarkable out there. We've had some slowdowns with rain, but it's going very good. On the Safe Routes to School, that bid opening was held, that will be under construction this summer. The low bidder was KRB, they overextended their bonding ability. They were the low bidder, $282,000, but the state would not award it to them, so it goes to Kinney Contractors for $304,057. There will be a pre-construction meeting on that coming up in the next several weeks, and then construction this summer. Once we have dates and everything, we'll be coordinating that with the city.
I have a question.
Yep.
That was a state decision,
That
not
was
to
a
award
state
them,
decision.
because they already had too many
Yeah.
jobs open.
Yeah, and actually talking to the contractor, he has a different opinion that he can do the work, but his bonding ability was, I use the word bonding ability, but he was maxed out. And that decision, that contract is between the contractor and the state.
And the state.
So that, yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it works.
Thank you.
And I just want to be clear to the public, this has been an ongoing thing, a phased out thing, we've applied, and this is just part, as we get it, we
Yep.
continually improve those routes, so.
Yeah, I think this was the first one we applied for, 2 years ago. We did apply for one in October of last year, and we'll probably know about that in the next 30 days. The outside grant, we had a bid opening, no one showed up. We're gonna have a new bid opening May 18th. We have to have that under contract by the end of May, which we should be able to do. I don't see any problems with that. We did a little more digging and calling and working with Bree on getting more contractors, so I think we will have 2 or 3 bids, that we will have on that. Bid opening on that is May 18th. Nothing on EPA, the DCO project that is under construction, $1.5 million grant from DCO that the city put up $300,000 with. All the pipe is in the ground. They're now filling, flushing, and testing those lines. Once that is done, they will switch all the meters over to the new line. After all the meters are switched over to the new line, they'll abandon the old line. The cleanup though will probably be this fall at the soonest. They're gonna hump all the dirt up and everything up over the trench. But if you drive those areas and see that dirt out there, they can't seed and mulch that until this fall at the soonest because Mother Nature has to settle it. So that we'll go through the summer, the dirt piles, and may get some phone calls on that, but there's not a lot to do. We have to let the dirt consolidate so we don't have any issues with settling. Brick Nothing, downtown RDMS, I know Gary's working on that, and that will be wrapped up this summer. That grant ends this year. Unserved communities in process of the $30,000 grant you received to explore options on serving unserved areas. There's rumor that there's gonna be the construction no go out before the end of spring is what I was told, which is the end of June or middle of June. It's not gonna be before then, so once we hear about that, we'll let you know. Energy efficiency, nothing new on that. RDMS, that was a reapplication that wasn't funded. Sally Street is STU money that the city has, that is federal. So that goes through the state for the letting, that'll probably be a 27 project. Energy Transition Community Grant Program, that was money you got for closing down of coal mines and coal power plants. You did receive $87,096, that is going towards the design engineering on your DCO grant. And the next one that you applied for, you should be receiving $73,527.70, and that's gonna go into the OSLAD project, which we open bids on that next week. So things are moving along. Any questions on any projects?
Everything? All right, thank you, Lee.
The projects we're building this year, we started on at least 2 years ago. In order to get that money, it takes a lot of time, because I know people were asking, when are we gonna do this, when are we gonna do this? Well, we're finally doing it.
Yep.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to item number 2, alderperson Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a Lakeshore lease agreement for 226 Arrowhead Lane, pin number 10-23-452-013, and then other actions related thereto.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Can I get a second, please?
Sorry.
Yep, sorry, anybody could have done it. Alderperson Zumwalt with a second. The floor is open for discussion and just a little vagueness. I don't know if you want to note just a few minor changes to the packet.
Yeah, so the ordinance that you guys have in your packet, we talked with the title company working on this as well as the individuals requesting the extension. We did some digging. I'm sure you guys all know that the Lake Shore leases started back in the 70s. From then, they've kind of been assigned. So the one that's currently in front of you for 2020, 226 Arrowhead started off as lot 47 and 48. At some point in the chain, they split. So the owner originally assigned lot 47 to a different owner, lot 48 to a different owner. The lease we were working off of had them together. So the lease extension in your packet lists lot 47 and 48. However, the one for this property specifically is only lot 48. So the lease that you have, the Lakeshore extension lease that you have in your packet, mentions lot 47. We just took out that language entirely. This is solely for lot 48.
Gotcha. Nope, that makes sense. And then one other thing I just want to add, this is routine maintenance. The lake in the 70s, a lot of leases started, and as you progress, the leases were for 60 years. Banks, when they place a lien on that property, want a 15 or 30-year mortgage, and if there's only 10 years left or 5 years left, the bank won't give them a mortgage. So we're going to start seeing this more and more, and we talked about this. We kind of want to get a standard. What you saw in here, we're kind of looking towards a standard procedure for when this happens.
Correct. So essentially, what you guys have here in the lease extension in your packet, everything that's underlined is going to be the language that essentially changes pursuant to the property and the lease that comes before us. Everything else is going to be in there. So really, the terms that are going to change are essentially the legal description, property address, parcel number, their rent, and then also notices provided to the parties of the agreement.
Perfect, thanks for the clarification. So with that said, do we need a motion for an amended, or do you think we're okay being as it only mentions the address and the approval?
Correct. In the approval, in the ordinance, it only mentions the address. Just we wanted to bring forth the council's attention that the lease extension is solely for lot 48, 226 Arrowhead Lane.
All right, any questions on that? Hearing none, roll call please.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Hughes, you're up again.
I'd like to make a motion to award a bid for wayfinding signage to Blink Signs for an amount not to exceed $32,974.97.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Garrell seconds. The floor is open for discussion. And one thing I'll mention is this is coming from non-public. This is a Kilton-funded project. We're very thankful for that. I just wanted to lead the discussion with that. Was there any questions about the signage?
Do they have to be that big? They're huge. They're 4 by 6. I mean,
We can reevaluate the size. I'm assuming, Stacy, the research was probably done on standard.
They were supposed to be similar to the signs that are in front of the Carnegie building. That, I don't know if you've seen them, there's one on each side, the north, or the west and the east side, where it says it's for the Chamber of Commerce and the Tourism Office. They're decorative black signs with the white panels
the
on them.
mock-up doesn't look anything like that.
No, they were just supposed to be similar.
Cause this looks more like what the schools have in front of their buildings, with 2 posts with a board in the middle of them. I think we could do it smaller and not quite as in your face as they are. They're huge. And there's not a lot of text on them. I just think they're too big.
And I do think that there will be, some change orders. It came to my attention that some of these are within state right-of-way. IDOT most likely will not approve those locations. There's also one that may be on private property, so we would have to get an agreement there. So I do expect the scope to change a bit as the sign contractor works with IDOT. We could also do a scope change to decrease the size of them.
I mean, I've seen them in areas, like Springfield has them, Columbia, Missouri has them, they're little, and they're on, like, telephone posts, and they say the same thing, they just have arrows.
Yeah.
These look like billboards,
Where
and
they going? I'm confused, where are they going?
they're everywhere, there's like 7 of them sporadically through downtown on, I assume on Union, or 16, most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
Warren and Columbia,
so
yeah.
on the back of the packet, yeah, there are, samples of where they're going,
So
I
like
apologize, I
McDonald's-
jumped into this project this week, so I'm,
There were 7, but it's been reduced to 6, cause one place, where it was gonna be placed, there was no room for it, between Madison and State on Union.
I just, the ones in the Carnegie building are different, they're on one post and they're kind of decorative and they're not,
Two of them were
oh, I don't disagree, they're big.
they're huge.
Fine.
I just,
Agree.
decorative things.
Who decides what goes on those?
We do.
Well, I mean, I didn't see the, directions like for where the hospital is or where the school's at or anything like that.
There are already signs for the hospitals and the school, I'm not sure about the schools though, but it was decided, to put the sites, the attractions, the city attractions on them.
And that's typically what wayfinding signs are for, so you have directional signs, and those should govern the schools, the hospitals, anything like that, that could be, emergency facilities or public facilities, these are more, tourism oriented signs, yeah. But we can, it's my understanding that this has been in the works for quite some time, that I think the contractor is ready for us to either proceed with them or not. So what we could do is, we can go ahead and enter into a contract with them as is, and then do some change orders on the sizing as we get more information on the locations, if that would work.
I appreciate the gesture, I mean, I understand people need to know, but they could be much smaller.
Yeah,
I think overall, I think that's a good point. I think what she's saying is, you agree we need the signs, or they'll be good.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the signs, I think they're too big.
Yeah, oh no, that makes sense to me, and I think that'd be the right out, we can talk, communicate with them.
No, I think that's really good, because this is the first time I've done any kind of project like this at all, and I really didn't have a vision, I didn't know how big signs were along the street. A lot of them, I think they look huge, and then I find out they're even huger, so.
I mean, 4x6 that's big.
yeah, Gary and I had that discussion today,
Well, like, what's that picture
agree
right
that
there?
they're.
Probably 4x6,
Maybe a 4x8.
No.
yeah, maybe 4x8, it's big.
What we can do is, you can either, you have a couple options, you can reject the bid. We can't do an amendment because the sign company didn't approve it. So you can reject the bid, but then that means they're gonna stop doing the work with IDOT, or you can approve it and we can negotiate some sort of change order after we get all of the locations.
And that may just be my opinion, I just think they're too big for the spaces that they're going in, and the amount of text that's on them does not require a sign to say, the size of a sheet of plywood, that's just my opinion, so, but, that's just me.
No, I think that's great, if we wanna change them and everything, I think that, I'm totally open to whatever the council
I think
What
so.
size
says.
do you think is more suitable?
I think if we could make them look a little bit more like a traditional wayfinding sign, that would be good. So like, if you look at, like the frame with 4 photos there, a lot of times, yeah, like they'll have things listed in order with a little arrow.
And an icon or something.
Yeah, so we can, decrease the size, play around with that, try
What do
to.
you think, like about a 2x3?
It was an RFP for a project, we're awarding a bid, so I think we need to approve it or reject it, correct?
Correct, so what you have in front of you tonight is a motion to award the bid, right? So essentially what we're gonna do with this is, if you choose to award the bid, that's gonna give the okay for Blink Signs to continue on getting all the approvals for IDOT. And then in the contract that we've drafted, it mirrors very much so the RFP, and in there it says that we can submit change orders as required. So if the signs are too big that they're proposing, we submit a change order. I don't think that they would have an issue with decreasing the size of it, or the design, or what goes on there. Essentially, what they provided to the city was, here's some examples of signs we've done in the past. Now, the nice thing with signs is that, especially in this, when you're gonna pay money for something, you guys can kind of tailor it to what you want. So that's what the change order would be. So if we award the bid to them tonight, we can definitely move forward with the change order on design. But if we reject the bid tonight, they're gonna stop working with IDOT, and it's just gonna prolong the process.
Yeah, and, I mean, just to prepare everyone, there will be change orders. I mean, today I was informed that, it is gonna go from 7 to 6, there may be some changes with IDOT, so we can go two ways. I mean, honestly, there may be a lot of change orders, so it may be cleaner just to say, we've kind of changed what we're wanting to do, we can reject them and start the process over cleaner. Or we can accept it to continue working with this company and work through change orders, either way is fine.
I think that one good thing is if you're going smaller in general, I think they haven't, usually they wait to produce it, this is all just conceptual, or conceptual, I
I mean,
should say.
Trent, if it decreases price, would it maybe make sense to reject it and to, there's no guarantee, I guess, that the
Right.
sign company would want to do something smaller. So honestly, I mean, I think,
And we
we
do
may
have
need to do a
a
little,
termination clause in the
Okay.
proposed contract, so if it does come down to creative differences, we can always terminate the contract before anything goes any further.
I didn't mean to cause a bunch of trouble.
No.
They're too big. They're too big. You're right.
So we're good for roll call on the presented?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and do a roll call on this, please.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumel.
No.
Carroll.
Aye.
All right, that carries.
Not that I don't trust you, but.
That's all good, you don't have to explain yourself. Next, Alderperson Hughes, you're up again.
Last week was your show, Sarah, so this week's mine, I think.
Sorry.
I make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the city attorney's office to intervene in cases, before the Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Hughes, can I get a second, please? Second from Alderperson Zumwalt, any questions about that? Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumel.
Yes.
Motion carries. Alderperson Kellenberger, please.
Make a motion to approve a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a facade improvement agreement with Dunning Partners LLC for 1403 Stonner Drive and other action related thereto.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Kellenberger, can I get a second, please? Second from Alderperson Zumwalt, thank you. Any questions about this one? This was the new Aaron store that just had their grand opening, and they applied for some facade. If there's no questions, let's go ahead and do a roll call on that.
Zumel.
Aye.
Carroll.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Garrell, please.
Make a motion to award a bid for the contracted sidewalks with ADA ramps along State Street and Tyler Avenue from the Litchfield Public Library to the Litchfield Early Childhood Center to Kinney's Construction Inc. for the amount not to exceed $304,057.
We have a motion from Alderperson Garrell, can I get a second, please? Second from Alderperson Sisson. The floor is open for discussion, and Lee touched on this. This is one I'm excited about, and Sarah, I know you're excited about it too. So for students to go out to the library on a, and I believe, was it on the, which side of Route 16 was that on? Was it on the?
On the Park District side.
Park District side?
For
So the
now,
east- the
but then
east
the
side.
State Street, I think, is on the other side, if we get to that. We actually had Head Start, there in the old lily pad on Adams Street. They actually walked to the library, and they had to go across and across and across and across to get there safely on sidewalks. So this will be a pretty good improvement for them too.
Good, yeah.
Thanks for just a move.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumel.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Motion carries. Alderperson Garcia, please.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution approving a change order to decrease the contract amount for Petersburg Plumbing and Excavating LLC for the State Street Water Main Project.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All right, Alderperson Hughes seconds. I just wanna note, that was a decrease we're approving, and those are rare, so I'm really excited to be approving this.
This is the project that's going on up here, correct? Do we have any idea whenever they're gonna asphalt over the top of that rock? Because I keep getting phone calls that it looks terrible. So do we have any idea when that's gonna be wrapped up?
So we've had a couple meetings with them on it. Dave, do we have, I think in the next month is what they're shooting for. Unfortunately, they have to finish these service line connections first, so now they're tying in service lines to 14 businesses. It's a tedious process because you have to work with each business to allow them entry. So as soon as that's done, I'm hoping within the next month or so, they'll then
And is it-
asphalt those strips.
Yeah, it's just gonna be asphalt in those strips.
They're gonna do a larger section so that it looks like one pour, but there will be a difference on.
How is this affecting pickers?
So they're able to have pickers market. Those spots are not typically where people walk. It's more like where the booths are. So Dave's crew has been doing a good job making sure that that's all filled in with rock. It's not as aesthetically pleasing, but it's not having an effect on the functionality of pickers.
We had the block party in October in front of Briar and several businesses, and we had to deal with it too. And because of where it is, you do have a lot, like our bounce houses were on top of it, and the tables that they gave for them were on top of it. So it's not really affecting people walking too much, if that makes sense, because they're covered with tables.
I was just thinking possibly of a liability, rocks in
Yeah.
comparison to solid.
Concrete, right.
It's not ideal, and I think this is why we're looking at the approach of when you redo a road, let's take care of the things underneath it at the same time, so that we're not facing this issue.
Bingo.
I agree 100% with that.
If you're gonna do something, do it right the first time.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hughes. Aye. Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumel.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Garcia, please.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution waiving competitive bidding procedures and authorizing the emergency expenditures for the Litchfield water treatment plant.
All right, we have a motion from Alderperson Garcia. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Huffman with a second. Any discussion on this item?
Can just for the purpose of clarification for the public, what is the amount of money that's being spent for the expenditure?
This is $15,000 for a raw water building improvement.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumel.
Abstain.
All right.
Huffman. Kellenberger.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. And last but not least, Alderperson Sisson, please.
I make a motion to approve the resolution amending the salary of the fire chief.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Hughes seconds. Any discussion on this item? I'd just like to note that Adam does a great job for us, and for the public's purposes, this is a $10,000 roughly increase. I think he's worth every penny. That's my own personal opinion. Council, would you like to add on to that? All right, well, quick and painless. Let's do a roll call, please.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes. Aye. Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumel. Huffman.
All right, motion carries. Next, we'll need a motion to enter into executive session as allowed under the Illinois Open Meeting Act as found in Chapter 5 of the Illinois Compiled Statute, Section 120, to address these certain and restricted items. Trent, if you wouldn't mind reading those items for me.
Yep. Discussion of minutes of meeting lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06 pursuant to 5 ILCS 120-2, 2C21, and the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body pursuant to 5 ILCS 120-2, 2C1.
All right, can I get a motion for that effect? Motion from Alderperson Zumwalt. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Garrell seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Motion carries. We are now in closed session, so if you're in the public, please make your way out, and is Rob going to be?
Yes.
And Rob, you can stick around.